This is cricket yard. The grip's an important part of the game. This is how I do it. Alright, so to get pretty technical, which I don't like to do normally, but it's important to get technical with the grip, because if your grip's not right, you're gonna have to be an exceptional player to succeed. So if you make a little V with your hand, with your thumb and your index finger, and you run it down the left side of this bat, you come up to more or less this angle here on the grip. That's where I like to have my V of my left hand. Alright. And same with my right hand. I put it pretty much in the same spot there, just on the left hand side of the left edge of the bat. Alright, if I get the V's right, just on the left there of the middle of the top of the grip, I sort of just grip it then. When I hold it, it's important not to have an angle on your wrist. Alright, it must be really firm straight down, not bend this way or that way. And right throughout your shot, it needs to stay similar to this. Alright, this gives you really strong power in steering the ball wherever you want to. Your right hand is obviously the power hand. They talk often about the bottom hand, so this is the right hand for a right-handed batter. Also, I like to have the view in a similar kind of line, but with this hand, you only hold with the two fingers. Alright, so don't worry if you can't get all the fingers on. More often than not, you'll only have two fingers on the bat. Make sure it's nice and tight on there, and every now and then your fingers will get on, but it will happen naturally. Don't think about it. These two fingers are the most important. Get it on that line, on the same line as your left hand, and then once you feel comfortable, you're ready to go. I can think of some of my friends, a guy like Graham Smith, who was an incredible cricket player, but his grip was very strong on his left hand, which meant that he had a bit of a bent on his wrist and a very closed face. He still made it work because he's a very talented human being, but it sort of limited him in some of the shots, especially through the offside. He found it really difficult to open up his bat. Whereas if you have this strong grip running down the left-hand side of the bat, you are open to play the ball wherever you want to. You can hit it through point. So that is a good example of a full drive. Getting a little bit more power, really allowing my hands to go through the ball. But the difficulty of a full drive is if you play it a little bit early, you're going to be in big trouble. I use the full drive a lot when I'm trying to hit big boundaries, one bounce fours and sixes. And I tend to hit it a little bit straighter than those that go squarer. The tricky thing about a full drive is you really rely on the pitch conditions, because you don't have time to see the ball bounce and come into your box. You're sort of leaving the box a little bit in order to get a little bit more power. I don't use this shot very often unless I go for a big six and a little bit straighter. Oh, sure, it's out of the middle that. Very funny way, the pull shot and the late defensive shot goes hand in hand. If you play both of them really well, the bowler's under big pressure, especially the pull shot. I use the pull shot to put pressure on the bowler. Once I master that shot and I've got a good late defensive stroke, the bowler has got a long day ahead of him. Technically with a pull shot, to start off with, the stance. So I do my normal back and across trigger. Now very important for me, and mentally for the bowler, against the bowler as well, is your next movement to be going forward. So I like to do the back and across, be really still. When I see it short, I do a little press with my front foot in order for me to really get my momentum moving forward. And from there on, I rock back with my back foot, going across a little bit, and to get into good position to play the pull shot. Notice how I use my back foot to really stabilize myself and to get into a strong position. When you're not into a good position, you will tend to commit yourself to the shot and you won't be able to pull out when there's a bit of bounce. When I'm in a solid position with my feet, there's always time to pull out of the shot when there's a little bit of bounce and when it's getting too steep on you. To really free up my arms, it's important for the ball not to be in line with my head. Just outside, so I can free up my arms on the offside, or just outside the leg side, so I can play a hook shot down to fine leg. But never in my throat, head area, because that'll cramp you and the ball will go straight up. Ideally, for the pull shot, the ball should be just outside your eye line. Never get a short ball to be coming straight at your head, because that'll mean you'll be taking your eyes off the ball. Really important with the pull shot, when you get into a good position, for the right arm to extend. Never keep this right arm bent through the shot. The right arm's got to extend, almost like a forearm tennis shot, if you know what I mean. And also, when you speak about a forearm tennis shot, you know that you do a bit of topspin, you've got to have the same kind of action with a pull shot. So, extend your arm, let the wrist roll through the ball. It's really important to rock forward first in order for you to get into a good solid position with your front foot. From there on, the pull shot's very instinctive. You get a bit of stability on your back foot and you let your arms just flow through the ball. Remember, right arm has got to extend a bit. I extend my right arm as much as possible in order for me to get the ball nice and in front of square. It's obviously important when they've got a square leg and a fine leg out to keep the ball on the ground. The further the ball goes outside your eye line, the harder it is to keep it down. So you really have to get onto your toes and make sure you roll over. To me, playing the short ball or the pull shot is an instinctive shot. So there's already a lot of power involved. There's no need to overhit it. I always just try and time it and make sure I place it in good areas. And when the time is right and you